Hey friends, welcome back. This is M-Dog. So I don't know if you remember this video. We made this, just a couple weeks ago. We spent 5K, so 5,000 silver on a setup. We used it and tried it out at Norway. Just kind of trying to see what would it be like to get the, basic, really undersized setup and try to make some silver off of it at Norway. And it went pretty well, right? We didn't break anything that day. Nothing too crazy happened. Well, I wanted to come back to the same setup. So you'll see we were using the Beluga Narga on the Saltmaster inshore. So I want to do an update, sort of a part 2 of this. And first of all, we're going to be fishing out at 55. And the idea of this video is that we're going to fish until we have to Alt-F4. Or if that doesn't happen, until we decide to end the video. I'm not saying we're going to fish for 12 hours or something, but for the next little while, we're going to fish until we hook into something that makes us Alt-F4. As you see, I'm fishing with a full setup here. I don't want to this is pretty expensive to replace, especially all the lures and stuff, so I don't want to lose it. But real quick, the setup, we've got the Narga CLW30 back out, which, by the way, this conventional reel, less than 2,000 silver. Okay, so less than 2,000 silver. And it does have a tested mech weight of up to 30 kilos, so, or 33, I think. So we're using a 27 kilo leader. Now, it only has 10 kilo max drag. So, anyway. And we're using it on the very cheapest boat pilker rod that we could, in good conscience, use here. But we're using a lot more exciting equipment than we did last time in terms of lures and all that. Actually, somebody in the stream is who mentioned this setup out here at 55, so I thought we would give it a try. They said it was terrific, really good bite rate and all that, but that's what got me wanting to try out this setup. And so we're going to give it a try. Notice we've got the Jax Bond 12507, so 125 gram lure. We have the 3.0 auxiliary hook, blue fire stick, and a 8 gram Ultra Flora octopus. We are not currently using a fillet, but that's mostly because I have so much weight on this rod. It only goes up to 185 grams, so we're already pushing it. We're also using a 3.0 hook with the Foam Rubber Fish 02, Foam Rubber Fish 04, and Foam Rubber Fish 01. And once again, we're out here at the 55 meter. So let's see how this goes. I've been fishing here a little while with much stronger gear, so I have an idea what's out here. Not with the same lure and stuff though, so I mean we could catch some different species just based on the lure and other stuff we're using. I can tell this setup is dropping very slow from what I'm used to. It's gonna, hopefully we will catch some fish on the drop because of how slowly this is dropping. And one thing I will try, I think at least, that I will try putting some, first fish is a real fish. There's going to be a lot of friction break. All right, let's just lock it and see what happens. Oh my goodness, first fish out. Holy cow. This is not going to last very long, is it? We're going to snap something, or I'm going to have to Alt-F4 so quick. I mean, what is this? Probably just like a 6 kilo saithe or something blowing us up like this. Let's see if it would still pull if we go friction break 29. Okay, I think we're bringing it in. So it's not too big. We're just using 10 kilos max drag here. We're going to shred this friction break, I can tell. Or actually, most of the damage will go to the mech because we're going to have to lock it up to get a lot of these fish in. All right, yeah, it's just a little safe, isn't it? Ooh, it's a little bigger than I realized. I also didn't realize we were in happy hour still. Okay, that's awkward. Okay, here we go. Let's lower this friction brake back down. So one thing I do want to try, I'm sitting here thinking about this as we start fishing. Like, we're going to catch a lot of fish on the Bond 125. I think that'll have a pretty active bite rate. This did come on the foam fish number 2. Holy cow. You can tell it's a safe by how it pulls so hard in the beginning and then it chills out, right? But I'd actually like to see what the bite rate is like out here using shrimp on our droppers. Which realistically, if you have this setup, a cheap setup like this, and you have droppers, which, you know, I don't know, those two things probably don't go together, but that's really what you want to probably try using. So let's switch this over because we're losing daylight quick. It's about to be overnight. And when it hits overnight, we'll probably switch to, do we want to try a red one? We'll probably switch to jigging, a jigging lure, and go back to our handmaids. So we're not going to stay on shrimp very long, but I just wanted to test, let's just test this out. Yeah, we'll do a pink one because I have no idea what, if any, small fish are out here. And let's do a white one. Because I was just sitting here thinking, like, this line is dropping so slow. How cool if we did catch some, like, nice mackerel and stuff. Oh, shoot. Why is it overweight? Is this stuff heavier? 8 grams, 8 grams. Oh, it is heavier. The other stuff was like 3 grams. All right, just for this, let's put on a... Oh, yeah, there we go. All right. Again, we'll switch it back. We're just close to nighttime, so I'm like, hey, if we're going to test out shrimp out here, this is probably when we want to do it. Still front and center on the 55. Ooh, all right, quick bite. Yeah, that's what we want. So it's either a small safe or it could be a decent mackerel. Yes, I mean, that is, in all honesty, if this is the setup you're trying to make money off of, you know, when a mackerel feels like that, you've got a small setup. Like, truly, that's what a mackerel's going to feel like on this setup. Wow. But I'll still let it drop down. I mean, the smart play here would be to stop it at 20 or 25 and just small, you know, fish in the top waters, top depth, but mid depth. But we'll let it go down to the bottom just to kind of see what all we get. Oh, there's a sardine. Okay. So there's some fish out here that are actually perfect for us. All right, so we caught that on the O2, that on the actual lure. So that second safe was on the lure. Of course, the mackerel are going to come in on the shrimp and the sardine on the shrimp as well. Already down to 30 meters. Yeah, so, you know, maybe this is a little less exciting, but this is really good fishing. For this setup, this is perfect. I will go back to the dangerous, though, in just a moment here. Because this is going to slow down when we get to overnight or, you know, late in the evening. Oh, that fish got away. Let's just drop it. Oh, right back on there. Right at the top, too. Look at that blue whiting. Holy cow. So we're going to fish till we have to Alt-F4, okay? That's the plan here. Nice mackerel. We're actually catching really nice small fish out here. Like the size of them are just perfect. Okay, this needs to be a sardine or something. It's too small for mackerel, right? It's too small for blue whiting. Just happens a lot with small fish, small hook. I mean, the small shrimp baits. These little fish slide right off. All right, this is great. Okay, well, I've sort of seen that this is great and that this works for small fish. I mean, this is just kind of what, as we're sitting here fishing, I was like, man, I need to at least find out if that's going to happen. Okay, well, we can go back to dangerous, though. That's probably why you're here, right? Let's don't do fillet so we can go back to... And then the only thing we'll do is change all this to a jigging setup once it's really late at night, because I think the jigging will do a little better. All right, what other color did we have? I think just yellow, handmade. The basic one. All right, now we should be back into the potentially larger fish range again. Safe. 4 safe over 4 to 5. Yeah, we have that easy. So apparently there's a cafe order that just went up. Safe are coming out a lot right now though at 55, 34, 41, all the like banks have plenty of safe at the moment. Okay, so it looks like this is actually going to make it all the way to the bottom. Surprises me a little bit. Okay. All right. Ooh. A wolffish. Okay. All right. What did that come in on? The bond. That was actually on the lure. I like it. Yeah, that was a full FGA there. Full fish got away. I don't know. I don't know why that's happening more on this rig. I mean, it's not like we're using cheap equipment in terms of what should affect the fish getting away. The rod and reel quality wouldn't have anything to do with that, I wouldn't think. So just some bad RNG there, I guess. All right, we're definitely picking fish off the bottom right now. Not getting them on the drop as much when we take the shrimp off. Ooh, nice haddock. If I had remembered this was happy hour for me, I would have safe, 100% safe. I would have probably waited before starting this video just because. Ooh, nice pollock. Ooh, that's what you want to see. Just because I could have gone for small fish and hopefully gotten lucky. We're so close to 95%. We just need 1 or 2 level ups to get there. I will say, compared to what I'm used to fishing with, to catch fish this size, you either want it to drop a little faster, or you want the bite rate to be a little higher on the drop. Right? We're waiting quite a while for this drop, and we're only fishing at 55 meters. So let's see what this is. Something fairly small sitting on the bottom here as we head into the evening, beginning of the evening. This almost feels like a little eel pout or something, although, or what are those called? Do I have any of them? I don't. Sculpin. Oh, nope, just a baby haddock. Okay, we'll release him. Let him grow a little more. So one thing I kind of want to do is try this setup with a fillet on there. Even if I have to lose a dropper, these only weigh 1 gram. These hooks are 3 grams. I wonder if there's something I can do to trade out, because that fillet is going to weigh. How much does the strip weigh? We'll check in just a second. There's got to be a way we can do this, even if we have to get rid of a dropper, maybe. I don't know. All right, that weighs 15 grams, so just taking that off. Oh, that is enough. Do we have something that weighs... No, those are too heavy. That weighs 1.5 grams. Is that too heavy? No. All this is required, though. This weighs 1 gram. Is that too heavy? No. So how much do these weigh? 4 grams? Is there anything we can put on here that... Oh... That's going to push us over the edge. That's going to definitely push us, right? Oh no, that still works. Why does that still work? Is it really the size of the hook? Is that how close we are? Wait, did I just put a... Oh. Oh my goodness, that's how close we are. Okay. Well, let's just do it. I mean, I don't love having that small of a hook, but it's fine. Now we can use the fillet just in case that helps the bite rate a little bit. All right, it's getting close to the time that we probably want to turn this into some sort of jigging rig. What did that hit? Okay. Yes, more whiting, please. I mean, we're catching pretty good bite rate, considering how far the drop has been without a bite sometimes. I do think, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but I do think the strip seems to help us get a bite on the drop more often. We have got this, this poor rod is fully loaded out. No more test without getting a warning. We're right at the edge. Oh, we're getting the light tackle bonus, aren't we? Plus 50% experience bonus. Okay. I really like... I really... Okay, so... Is it the 01? No, it's the 02. Why is the 02 all of a sudden just going nuts for those... Or the mackerel are going for it? I like it, though. If it starts to feel like it's hard to get a bite on this setup, we definitely will switch to jigging. Are we still okay? I'd rather not lock this thing up. I mean, this is not the most high rated, like, nicest piece of equipment. But if we need to, we'll try it. But I think we're definitely rolling the dice a little bit every time we lock this kit up. But I will say, this is one way to like have a little fun if you just want to feel every fish. But you got to be ready for the fact that you can't catch every fish. So if you hook into the right fish, you're calling it. 5.7 safe. All right, and that was on the 04. So that's the black one. I like it. Okay. Are we still over the 55? Yeah. Wow. So bite as it drops into the bottom area. It's got a little bounce to it. This actually might be a cusk. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if we can get some momentum and just pull this up. Yeah, look at that bounciness. Small cod, cusk, shark. I mean, with this light of a setup, I'd say that might just be the cusk bounce, right? We know there's cusk in this spot. It's overnight. Say that's where, chances are that's where we are. Oh, just the little safe bounce. Okay. That one had a very bouncy ride up. Huh. I mean, I've been really impressed so far. We have done pretty well with this little setup. And we have been spared the nasty fish that would have forced the Alt-F4, at least so far. Whew, those whiting. Those whiting are just perfect. If you could somehow just, like, target the whiting, you know? A little after midnight. Still hitting some mackerel. Actually, I did get on... I mean, look at all these whiting. That was up at the 75 on big setup, though. You know, those whiting will go for huge baits, huge lures. But you never complain about catching a chunky whiting. I don't remember how to... Isn't there a way to hide the UI? Oh yeah, F9. It's too bad we can't hide the chat. We just can't, can we? Oh well. It's a good idea. All right. You know, we can't even put too much of more of a heavy lure on there. How long have we been going? I'm trying to figure out if we want to keep pushing it till we have to Alt-F4, you know what I mean? We're at 31 minutes. How much spool do we have? Huge spool. It's been a while since we actually had to perk it again, right? The bite rate's been so good, I didn't feel like we needed to, but this is normally when I would have switched to a jigging rig at night. Is that a haddock or a saith? I think it's a saith, right? Oh, it is a haddock. So dark I couldn't tell. Okay, so 185, huh? I mean, we could just put the heavier version of what we're using now on. So that goes to 180. If we use an auxiliary hook, we're not going to be able to do much else. That's too much weight, right? Yeah. So we're probably not using that, which means I don't know necessarily that we want to do this. So maybe we want to go under 180. We are already using the 125, right? Okay, let's see. I mean, we've got all kinds of room now to play with, right? You know what's been doing really well lately? Is this 09. Let's see if we're still okay weight-wise. Alright. Oh, wait. Something's required that's not on there. Oh, we have to do these. That's right. This is a lot of extra stuff. Are we still okay? Oh yeah. All right. I don't know what this will be like. So handmade foam rubber fish will do pretty good. The gummy eels, I just don't know about them on this spot in particular. Now this huge minnow has been doing really well. We're probably not going to get much on the drop though. It's possible, but not as likely. All right, let's see. Looks like the jigging rig really allows for you, because you're talking about, you know, a jig, in this case at least, that weighs 54 grams, and you can go lighter than that. Instead of, you know, a lure that maybe weighs 100 grams with like the lurker, or even more than that with some of the other ones. You got a little bit of wiggle room. Let's see if anything bites on this. Okay. Looks like the answer is yes. So now the question is, what have we caught? Ooh, yeah. They like the Gummy Max. I didn't even know those things were here. 6009. So that's that red one. One thing I was just thinking about, let's try something here. Can we do it on the 6? Yeah, what if we put the 1201? Now this might be too big because that weighs 9 grams. No, I think we're okay. Let's just see. It's the slightly smaller version of the squid that catches all of the fish in the ocean. So, I don't know. It's risky maybe, but at this point we're okay with a little more risk. But again, like, it'd be hard to have something that heavy on there if you were using a lure. But if you've got a jig set up, a little more room to experiment. That is cool. We caught a redfish, though. I mean, I think of the redfish as being in deeper areas, but maybe you can catch them even in the more shallow spots. Look how slow we're dropping now. Squids drop pretty slowly. I mean, I think I've probably slowed it down by putting this on there. Oh, we've got a bite on the drop, actually. I'm going to go ahead and guess Saith here. Just because there's so many Saith here right now. And the way it's acting. But it could be something different. Everything feels a little different on this setup because it's so underpowered. Saith, and let's see what that was, what that went for. The huge minnow. That huge minnow has been just tearing it up lately. We're only 35 meters down. look familiar? Yeah, there is so much safe here right now, isn't there? So really what this has kind of turned into is fish until you catch a safe that's too big to pull in. Which with this much spool size, that actually might not, probably wouldn't ever happen. Oh, that's actually a haddock, but it's a small one. That might not ever happen, but yeah, I don't know. Can we do something that's a lot heavier? Does this drag it down any faster? Not much. Oh, I didn't keep the haddock, so we couldn't tell what the haddock came in on. I think it should tell you on the screen when you're deciding to keep or release what lure it went for. This, you know, this wasn't as big a deal before Norway. But now that we're almost always fishing with multiple lines on the same rig, it would just be nice to have that information when we catch it. So right here, it should tell us. Tiny fish. Tiny fish. Safe. Yeah, they go together pretty well, don't they? Okay. Well, I think we've done pretty good here. I think we're going to wrap it up. I mean, we've gone through 1... So in 38 minutes, 5, 6, 12, 18, 23 fish. So this was a good exercise. Hey, maybe there'll be a part 2 to this, right? We gotta keep pushing it, figure out ways to push it till we the way to push it honestly might be to do this, except next time do it at the 34 meter. Right now there's so many weird just bigger fish coming in at 34 occasionally. We're bound to run into something. I'm impressed with this little setup. Like, I know realistically someone shouldn't be fishing with this at the Norwegian Sea. But truthfully, you are going to catch a lot of fish that you can handle on this as long as you pick your battles, strategically use smaller lures, strategically fish in spots that, you know, are for the most part producing the fish you want to catch. You can make a lot of silver with this setup, but you can't be afraid of Alt-F4 if it's something. I mean, you just can't. Everything costs too much to catch 10 fish and then have to replace lures and all that stuff. It's too expensive to do that way. I mean, it just depends on what it is, but you just have to be careful, intentional. But you know, we've made a good bit of silver in these 38 minutes with this little setup. So anyway, again, I'll look for the next spot we can do our next test on this. This is fun. I actually really enjoy fishing with this little rig. It's a blast to fish with out here. You feel every fish. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Let me know if you have any questions, suggestions, or if you're doing anything like this just to pass the time. Tight lines, everybody.